Good day. So today I am going to teach you how to name an aldehyde and ketone. So now let's have first the aldehyde. So when we say aldehyde, it has a CHO carbonyl group. And it can be found at the end of the chain. Remember, it is located at the end of the chain. For example, this one, we have for IUPAC naming. It says here that the longest chain containing the aldehyde group, or this one, the HCHO, will become our parent chain. The next is that the parent chain will drop the ending E and replace it with the ending AL. For example, we have this one. From methane, we will remove the letter E, then we will add AL, so we have methanol. Let's have this example. So as you can see here, the carbonyl group is this one. So we have here the CHO. So yung gagawin natin is we also need to count the number of carbon atoms na present dito para malaman natin kung ano yung magiging name niya. So we have here 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it means we have 4 carbon atoms in this figure. So kapag sinabi natin 4, that is butane, right? So that's butane. And then according to the rule, di ba tatanggalin natin yung letter E sa dulo and we will change it to AL. So instead of butane, this will become butanol. So this is its IUPAC name. It's butanol. It is also present in its common name. So aside from IUPAC naming, meron din tayong tinatawag na common name. Pero hindi lahat may available na common name. For example, we have methanol. Its common name is formaldehyde. Ethanol is acetaldehyde. Propanol is propionaldehyde. So these are their condensed structural formula. Now, let's proceed to have more examples. So for example, we have this one. We have this figure. So the first thing na gagawin natin is to locate the largest chain containing our aldehyde group na merong CHO. So, let's have this one. Saan ba dito yung may CHO? Okay, very good. So this one is our functional group or the CHO. Then ngayon, yung gagawin natin is we need to find the longest carbon chain na pwede nating magawa. So actually, very easy lang siyang tignan dito kasi nga, it's just like a straight chain ng carbon atoms. Meron namang paliko, pero it's just the same na after nito, may tigi-isa. So ibig sabihin, pwede natin kunin itong straight chain na to. So now, what we need to do is to count the number of carbon atoms. So always remember that our functional group will be our priority. So it means that our number 1 will be in our functional group here. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have here 8 carbon atoms. After we identify the number of carbon atoms sa ating parent chain, is now we need to locate yung other derivatives, other elements na present dito for our alkyl group, okay? So, in this figure, we have this one na nakakabit kay number 5, kay number 6, and kay number 7. Okay? So, okay, now, atom number 5 and number 7, we have here one carbon atom na nakadugtong and si hydrogen din. Meron din carbon atom and hydrogen, carbon atom and hydrogen. So, it means these two is considered as methyl. So, they are methyl. Kasi they are side chains. Then, the next one, kapag may Br naman tayo, other derivatives, that is considered as bromo. So, yung locations natin, to be clear, In number 5, we have methyl. In number 6, we have bromo. In number 7, we have methyl. So ngayon, para ma-arrange natin siya na ilalagay dito, for our IUPAC naming, is that we need to consider in alphabetical order. So ano bang mauuna? Bromo or methyl? So through alphabetical order, so we have here bromo. So our name for this one, we have the location first of the bromo. So we have 6. Okay, so we have 6 dash bromo. Then dash, yung location ng ating dalawang methyl. So since we have 2 methyl, gagamitin natin yung di. So we have dimethyl. Pero before that, we need to input the locations of our alkyl group. So it is in carbon number 5, comma, 7, then dash, dimethyl. So since we have 8 carbon atoms, that is octane. Then dahil meron tayong functional group na CHO dito, so therefore, imbis na octane, we will have octanol. Okay, so the name of this condensed structural formula is 6-bromo-5,7-dimethyl octanol. Now, let's try to make its skeletal structure. So actually, napakadali lang i-draw yung kanyang skeletal structure. So always remember that every edge is counted as 1 carbon atom. So gagawa lang tayo ng parent chain muna na magkakaroon tayo ng 8 edges. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's check if we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so since dito sa ating structure, sa number 1 dun nakalagay yung ating functional group. So kapag ilalagay natin siya dito, ito lang yung magiging itsura niya. May nakalagay dyan na oxygen na may double bond. Why double bond? Kasi yung oxygen can share 2 electrons. So, kaya merong dalawa. Yung hydrogen dyan, hindi na natin in-indicate. So, bali si oxygen lang. So, parang kagaya siya dun sa other carbon atoms. Diba, hindi natin nilagay si hydrogen dito. So, ganun din yung ginawa natin dito. Kaya ang kikita nyo lang is si oxygen. Okay, now let's proceed. Tapos, pagkatapos natin na ilagay yung ating functional group kay carbon number 1, isusunod naman natin ilalagay kay carbon number 5, and 6, and 7 yung kanilang mga nakakabit sa kanila. So, let's have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, according to this one, in carbon number 5, we have here methyl. Tapos, kay carbon number 6, we have here the Br. Then kay carbon number 7 is methyl. So this is the skeletal structure of this figure. Okay, now let's have another example. So what if I'll be giving you the name and you're going to draw it? So in this figure, it says here that we have here 4,4-dichloro-2,3-dimethyl-pentane. So for the solution of this one, pentanol indicates the 5-carbon aldehyde. So with the CHO group at the carbon number 1, or like this one. Kasi diba naka-indicate doon that it is always at the end. And then, kahit na nasa end siya, dun tayo always magsa-start ng ating number 1. Kasi andun yung ating functional group. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's our parent chain. Then next is we have here the 4,4 dichloro, which indicates the 2 chlorines in our structure. So both at carbon number 4. So dahil pareho silang nasa carbon number 4, ganito yung mangyayari. Magkabilaan lang. Then next is we have 2,3 dimethyl. So this 2,3 dimethyl indicates 2 methyls kasi we used di. And yung isa doon, 1 carbon atom at carbon number 2 kasi number 2 yung naka-indicate dyan. And then yung isa namang carbon atom is located in carbon number 3. So we have here 2 and 3. So adding H to complete all the bonds, so we have this one. So ganun lang siya kadali. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try to make its skeletal structure. So we have here, how many carbon atoms do you think? Gagayahin na lang natin to. So we have here 1, 2, 3, and 4. So therefore, we have here 1, 2, 3, and 4. The next is, meron dito naka-indicate na isang carbon atom lang. Isang carbon atom dyan. And then yung ating functional group, huwag kakalimutan, nasa dulo. So therefore, ganito. So after this one, we can name it. So first thing always na gagawin is to write number 1 kung asan andun yung ating functional group. So ibig sabihin, we have here 1, 2, 3. So kahit papunta tayo sa taas or sa dire-diretso lang, it will still give us the same number of carbon atoms. So dediretsuhin ko na lang. So we have 4 carbon atoms. So 4 carbon atoms is butanol. So we have here butanol. Then the location of our alkyl group is in carbon number 3. Tapos meron siyang isang carbon atom, so that is methyl. So our final answer is 3-methyl butanol. Another example. So actually, it's very basic lang. All you have to do is to look for the most number or pinakamaraming number of carbon atoms. So in this figure, halata masyado na yung straight line lang, yun yung ating parent chain. So let's count. We have here, 1. Dito tayo mag-start kasi andito yung ating functional group. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So after that one, pwede na natin siyang i-locate yung ating alkyl group. So ang ating alkyl group is located at carbon number 3, carbon number 5. Okay, carbon number 3, we have methyl. Okay, carbon number 5, we also have here methyl. So now let's name this figure. So as you can see, may dalawa tayong methyl. So ibig sabihin, we will use dimethyl. So let's put this up. So we have the locations in carbon number 3 and number 5. Then dash, since we have 2 carbon atoms, this will be dimethyl. Then we have 8 carbon atoms, so we have here octanol. Next is, let's draw its skeletal structure. So always remember, every edge is counted as 1 carbon atom. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then after that, lalagay natin sa dulo yung ating functional group. The next is yung locations ng ating alkyl group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the skeletal structure. The next is, we have this one. How about this? We have here other derivatives, other elements. So we have chlorine. So ibig sabihin, this will become our parent chain. So ang parent chain natin consists of 3 carbon atoms. So that's propanol. That's our parent chain. Then next is, let's try to have its numbering para ma-identify natin yung locations. So actually, pwede na kahit na hindi nyo na ilagay. Kung kunwari kabisado nyo na, pwede na kayong dire-diretso. So we have here 1, 2, and 3. So it means the locations of our derivatives here is in carbon number 2 and carbon number 3. So Cl stands for chloro. So we have here chloro and chloro. So since dalawa sila, we will use dichloro. So actually, napakadali lang. So in this figure, so we have the locations number 2 and 3 for our chloro. So we have 2, 3 dash dichloropropanol. So for its skeletal structure, madali lang kasi meron tayong 3 carbon atoms. Wait lang. And then, indicate na lang natin dito yung ating double. May oxygen, yung Cl, and Cl. So that's it. That's the skeletal structure. Now, let's have this ketone. Actually, si ketone and si aldehyde, magkapareho lang sila, pero the difference is that its location. Then, let's recall aldehyde. Diba pag si aldehyde, always siya nasa end, nakalocate. Ito si ketone naman, nasa gitna siya, hindi siya pwedeng nasa unahan. And as you can see in this figure, meron din siyang double bond na parang kagaya doon kay aldehyde. Ganito yung structure niya. Pero wala lang siyang hydrogen dito. So, the names of the ketones end in 1. Yung ending niya. So, tatanggalin natin yung letter E. We will remove letter E and then replace it with the word 1. So, to name a ketone, take the name of the longest alkane containing carbonyl group. So, the same lang na may carbonyl group ha. Carbonyl group yung tawag pa rin sa ketone, sa functional group niya. So, tanggalin yung letter E, palitan ng 1. For example, we have this one for IUPAC naming. And always remember in naming that the carbonyl group should be given the lowest number. Or, sa madaling salita, dapat dun tayo magsimula ng number 1 kung asaan pinakamalapit yung ating functional group para pwede tayo mabigyan ito ng mas mababang number. So in this figure, so where do you think yung may pinakamababa? Is it here in the left side or here in the right side? So let's give the locations here of our carbon atoms. Since dito sa left side pinakamalapit yung ating functional group, ibig sabihin, dito tayo magsa-start, mag-count ng number 1. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Kasi kapag dito tayo sa kabila, dito sa right side, ibig sabihin, magbibigay yun sa atin ng mas malaking number, carbon number. Kasi sinabi dito, dapat yung functional group should have the smallest number. Okay, try natin kapag dito tayo sa right side. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4. So, kung i-compare mo 3 and 4, ibig sabihin, mas malapit dito sa left side. So, kapag natapos na natin ma-identify, we can name this one for the IUPAC naming. So, since nasa location number 3 yung ating functional group, madali lang siyang gawin. So, we have here 3 dash 6 carbon atoms, that is hexane. But according to the rule, papalitan yung E, papalitan ng 1. So, hexane will become hexanone. So, that's it. 3-hexanone. Let's have this another example. So, as you can see, meron pa siyang other derivatives. So, yung first thing na gagawin natin is that to identify again our parent chain. So, para ma-identify natin na or ma-consider natin siya as our parent chain, dapat siya yung meron siyang functional group natin, andun siya nakakabit, and siya yung may pinakamaraming number of carbon atoms. So, obviously, we will start counting number 1 dito sa right side kasi ito yung functional group natin eh. Tapos, ito yung pinakahuling carbon atom na malapit dito. So, it means, dito tayo sa right side. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Dire-diretso lang tayo dito na naglagay ng carbon atoms kasi chloro naman yung dalawa dito. So, ibig sabihin, 5 carbon atoms lang yung meron talaga. Instead of saying pentane, we have here a pentanone. Okay? So, that's pentanone. Ngayong na-identify na natin siya, we need to locate the locations of our alkyl groups or our derivatives and our functional group. In this figure, Our functional group is located in carbon number 2. Other derivatives is located in carbon number 4. So, pareho silang nakakabit kay number 4. So, ibig sabihin, gagamit tayo dyan ng di. So, dahil dalawang chloro, so we have dichloro. So, now, let's name this one. So, since pareho silang kay number 4, pareho mong uulitin yung number. So, we have here 4, 4 dash dichloropentanone.
4-4-dichloro-2-pentanone.
Always lang ninyong tatandaan, kapag ketone, laging nasa may gitna. Tapos kapag aldehyde, laging nasa hulihan. Okay, before anything else, let's have this skeletal structure of this one. Tatry muna natin itong gawa ng skeletal structure. So, we have here 6 carbon atoms, right? So, every edge is considered as 1 carbon atom. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, kay carbon number 3 daw, nakalocate yung ating functional group. So, ganito na yung magiging structure niyan. So, that's as easy as like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.